Thank you again. Thank you. All right. All right. It's a pleasure to be back on stage. The next session is going to be called, the first one was called Poetic Revolution. This one's going to be called Poetic Leaders, the Storytelling of the Future. So I'd like to take a little bit of moment to see how we can basically take a journey into our soul purpose to discover who we can be as poetic leaders to enchant the future together. So this is going to be about enchanting the world with a balance of poetic intelligence and artificial intelligence. So I don't have the PowerPoint thing, the clicker. If you can just put the next slide on, please, and bring it to me. Thank you. Can you put the next slide, please? I don't have the clicker. All right, so first thing is, what can we learn from poets? Now, we know from poets we can learn that we can actually have a powerful message, a moving message, a heartfelt message, bring some soulfulness maybe in corporations. Thank you very much, my friend. We can also have the capacity to actually be in awe, be in wonder of the things that are around us, to actually elevate us, to raise that spirit of revolution also for leaders, to see how we can be more creative, think outside the box, and to basically have a horizon that can be more soulful and more sustainable tomorrow. There you go. So I put some poets on the screen that you may recognize: Maya Angelou, Saint John, Tupac, Pablo Neruda, Victor Hugo, Mother Teresa. It's basically a lot of poets, a lot of different styles of poetry. Now the idea is to see how we can basically change the words so we can re-enchant the world together as a poetic leader, trying to see what your influence can be as a leader in order to use your eloquence in that. And so maybe not so much changing the words, but looking at how you can find your own words to be in line with what you're saying. You know, in the art of communication, we usually say that 90% of the impact of communication is based on your body language, your energy, and words account to maybe to 10% of your communication. But in the art of speech, for leaders and sustainable leaders, it's actually the opposite. Words account to maybe 50% of the impact of your communication, and the other 50% will be your alignment. Are you aligned with what you're doing, what you're saying, what your company, your brand is actually doing? And the way we can actually re-enchant the world is with the power of words is to look at, as words precede reality, is to look at how we can use the magic of poetry. Now, there's three different virtues that I actually like in poetry. The first one is the language of peace and freedom, how we can find the right word in a communication. The second one is the land of possibilities, how we can contemplate an ideal and project ourselves in a common horizon. That's going to be the vision for leaders. And the third one is that emotional touching, how we can basically touch people's heart right with your heart and touch the heart of your audience. I do believe there's two Esperantos today. One is English because it's the international language of communication, and the second one is poetry because it can be an inclusive universal message. And when you add those three together, the communication, the vision, and the emotion, it creates action. And action is exactly what poiesis in ancient Greek poetry means. Poiesis means to create, to make. So the poet is not just a dreamer, it's actually a doer, a creator of new worlds. In the antiquity, the poet was actually the people that were in the heart of the city to give a horizon for tomorrow. That's why I love this quote: the poets magnify reality and remember the future. So the mission, I'm possible, not impossible, but I'm possible that I have for you today is to become a leader enlightened and aligned on a destiny. And for that, I have a very simple matrix that I want to give you today that you can use for your leadership style and also for your any speech or communication messages you need to write. It's the 4H of enlightening poetic leaders. The first one is the humanity. That's your authenticity, how you connect with your audience. The second one is the horizon, is that I have a dream from Martin Luther King, the vision you're going to have. The third one is the harmony. What is the impact you want to have in the world? And the fourth one is the heart. It's basically your singularity as a leader. So the question I have to answer the fourth question is, what is your genius spot? If there was one key word of life that could symbolize you, characterize you as a human being, your singularity, your gift to the world, your essence, your purpose, what would it be? One key word of life. I'll give you mine. Mine is the word harmony. Harmony because I feel like it's one of the most essential words for the future of humanity. It's harmony within you, with others, inside organizations, religions, natures, music, galaxies, what have you. And it came at a moment of time, my personal legend, where I didn't need to put so much order in my life, but more harmony. So the question is, what is your key word of life? What is your gift to the world? What is your uniqueness? Find your word and change the world with it. And the idea is to find your singularity as a leader and a human being and put it in service of humanity. Now, once you have your singularity as a leader, the other three H's, the humanity, is going to be taking some time to actually define your life mission statement. What is it? What are your core values? What is your personal legend, your milestone in your past that actually made sure that you're here today with a certain level of legitimacy? It's not an opportunity, it's just actually truly believing what you're actually saying and doing. The second one is that horizon is, what is your dream for yourself, for your team, for the world? What is a destination that you want to take us into? In order to federate your team through a vision, what is the destination you want to take us to? And the third one is the harmony, is going to be that positive impact on the world. Basically, with your contribution, what is that human, social, environmental impact that you would like to have on the world? Because the idea behind that, in order to be a poetic leader, is to try to see how you can deliver a personal speech with universal reach. A personal speech with universal reach. I actually do think today, the broader the audience, the more inclusive it is, the more actually useful it can be for the world in order to co-write the future altogether. So, what will be your storytelling? What is the story that you want to insert inside the history of humanity? What is your narrative for the future? I'll give you some poetic narratives that I actually like. There's one called The Great Turning from Joanna Macy. She's an American activist in her book called Active Hope. And she basically tells in that book that there's three different scenarios in the future, but only one can actually take us somewhere in a sustainable. She calls it the Great Turning. How we can basically need to have some radical change in our ways of living, of working, and living, and doing things in order to actually have a sustainable future. I like that poetic narrative when actually we can go from Pangea, the supercontinent where we come from, to where we're at right now, to maybe tomorrow, where we can see the continents forming a shape of a heart, because the earth and heart actually have the same letters. It's just the H of our humanity that's put in the forefront. So basically, it's about trying to find a soulful narrative in order to erase the human heart and soul and spirits in your teams also. I'm from Paris. I had the chance to actually go to the closing ceremony of the Olympics a month or so, and one of the great images I've had in my life was actually being present here in the humanity ship inside the Mother Earth, where you can actually see all of humanity's flags, nations, cultures united in the same place in order to create a world of harmony with a common horizon. I thought it was a beautiful way to actually look at how we can all co-write the future. So yes, do be imaginary, visionary, even revolutionary, as I was saying. Do allow yourself to dream. That's the first thing. In order to actually become an impactful leader, dream high, to reach for the stars and land on the moon. Allow yourself to dream, to actually try again if you fail the first time. It's a definition of creativity. How you can be in your flow, in your singularity. Just be in your true flow. And the idea is just to believe in your infinite creative potential. That is the number one rule, to actually believe in your incredible human touch, that interior genie that we all have as artists, the artist inside us, to actually let it out and be in the flow that we were actually sometimes when we were children. Because actually I do believe, that's the mantra that I actually believe in the most, that poetry will save the world as beauty, and that we're all poets. And actually, because poetry, it's like I said, it's accessible to all. It only takes a pen, a pencil, and words to actually create it, but we're basically, moreover, all poets, all creators, all change makers together. So one of the things that I actually asked crowds that I do workshops in companies, corporations, whether there's collaborators or directors, is basically to ask them to write a poetic leadership manifesto of their mission of life, of their personal contribution to our common future. It's a wonderful human spectacle when they write and they come on stage to actually share their works of art in front of their whole team, the entire teams, because everybody has the audacity to be fully themselves, freeing their speech and express what their dreams are for the future. One of the things that I actually ask them to do sometimes is to write a poetic letter to the future. That's basically you're writing a letter to the future, to future generations, or to your children about how you want to commit to the future. And the idea is the structure is very simple. I am, with my singularity, my keyword of life. I dream of, what is the future, what is my vision for tomorrow, and I commit to what is basically my engagement for my contribution tomorrow. Because in the end, to influence your audience as an artist, there are three things that you can actually do. First is make it unique, it's personal, original. Second one, uplifting, positive, and actually uplifting the future of humanity. And universal, how it can be inclusive. So make it unique, uplifting, and universal any speech actually that you give from now on, please. To actually become a poetic leader and create a desirable future tomorrow. There's a beautiful quote from Saint-Exupéry. He said, if you want to build a ship, don't drum up the men to gather wood, divide the work, and give orders. Instead, teach them to yearn from the vast and endless sea. Teach them the desire of the sea. That's your role as a poetic leader, to give that beautiful inspiration to a sustainable and desirable world for tomorrow. And to actually become maybe a complete leader to address the challenges of the 21st century, I actually do believe there's 8 sides to a poetic leader. The first one, the art of the dictionary, is basically that ability to write the speech of your life and our future. The second one, the light of the imaginary, is going to be that ability to imagine with the dreams and the wonder, to imagine the impossible. The grace of the humanity is actually wanting the good of mankind, how you can serve and uplift humanity with your actions. The soul of the visionary is that ability to create and design sustainable futures for tomorrow and new scenarios. The pact of the missionary, that ability to find your cause and your ideal and to commit yourself with the mission of life for tomorrow. And the heart of the dictionary and the heart of the revolutionary, that's going to be that ability to transcend reality with the passion and determination. And the eye of the planetary, that's the ability to actually consider the balance of all earthlings and not just human beings. And the way of the manageri is that ability to work sustainably tomorrow with empathy and looking at the long run for tomorrow. So maybe in that case, we can reach a balance in the regen narrative and how we can be a force of good and a force of growth, and that can make, greatness in the end towards that. I do believe that we are the regeneration of life. That's what I was saying earlier in the speech. And we can go from storytelling to story doing. And I love this quote from Jonas Mekas. He said, in the very end, civilizations perish because they listen to their politicians and not their poets. And I actually do believe that we should actually listen more to the poets inside us and the poets in general. And maybe we can look at life in another way, because life maybe can be an acronym for love is forever. So, it is a calling for all poetic leaders to actually make your life a poem and our common future a masterpiece tomorrow. With pleasure to accompany you in that, either for a poetic speech, for consulting on brand identity, to write a poetic manifesto, do workshops with your teams, or write any speech that you may want to have for your leadership style. And I have a book called Poetic Leaders. And before I actually go, I want to play a game with you today. I want to see the link between AI and poetry, how we can use intelligently AI for poetry and to actually use it as a tool for tomorrow, and use it as a tool with our human conscience to actually keep our human greatness, our human touch, and our creativity. But what I want to do right now is to actually, I gotta get my phone. I want to create a song together right now with you guys. Is that my phone? Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So I want to use ChatGPT right now with you guys to actually create a song about what we're living today. And I'm going to ask ChatGPT right now to basically, all right, ChatGPT, can you write a song about co-writing the future? We're all here in Istanbul as poetic leaders. Write a song on regeneration and to create a world of harmony tomorrow. Please write 1 chorus and 3 verses. All right. So. Now it's delivering to me the song, so I'm gonna copy paste it, send it to another application called AI Music to actually copy paste the lyrics. What style of music you guys are into? Pop music is fine. I'll do pop music, all right. Pop. And song title, Co-Write the Future. And let's go. All right. So now I'm gonna send it to, it's already created. I'm gonna send it to the technical team, to Doric. I'm gonna send you the song right now. There you go. There you go. And can you please, hold on, can you please play it in 1 second? There you go, you should have it now. You should have the lyrics also that are actually, that you have together, so you can put it on screen and put the song together, it'd be great. And see where we have.
In the heart of Istanbul, where the Bosphorus flows, poetic leaders gather where the ancient wind blows. Whispers of the past and dreams of what could be. Regeneration song in every wave of the sea. We're here to co-write the future, hand in hand, across the bridge of time on this sacred land. Harmony is a melody that we can all create. Together we'll shape the world. It's never too late. Underneath the minarets, where cultures intertwine, the voices of tomorrow in unity combine. A vision born of courage, of hope and shared grace. In Istanbul's embrace, we find our common place. We're here to co-write the future, hand in hand, across the bridge of time on this sacred land. Harmony is a melody that we can all create. Together we'll shape the world. It's never too late. Every word we speak, in every dream we share, a new world is forming beyond despair. Regeneration's light, a beacon for us all. When we write together, no dream is too small. We're here to co-write the future, hand in hand, across the bridge of time on this sacred land. Harmony is a melody that we can all create. Together we'll shape the world. It's never too late.
Like it?
Hand in hand.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure being with you today.
On this
Well,
sacred land.
Write the future together. Thank you so much.